Hi everyone, welcome to Scott Sews. Today I'm not doing a sewing tutorial, I'm doing an unboxing. This is a fridge that I bought to replace my existing one, which is having a bit of an issue at the moment. So I thought I would actually do a product review because there isn't actually many reviews of this model on YouTube, and I always find unboxing videos and reviews very helpful when I go to buy things because they're reviewed by the actual end user and not by the people that make them. So what I'm going to do at the moment, I'm going to unbox this off camera and just give it the once over and make sure there's no dents or breakages. And once I've done that, I'll come back and I'll show you the fridge and we can have a little chat about that. Okay? Okay, so this is the fridge. There is a clear film on the top and on the sides, and there's a sticker on the doors telling me to take that off, which I will do once I've finished my little review here. The door opens to the right, but I will be switching it so it opens to the left because that's the better way for my kitchen. I just noticed though when I did open the door that the seal on this side isn't perfect. I mean, it's not coming off, but it won't really matter since I'm going to be changing the direction of the door, so it'll be stuck in the corner, so it's fine. But that would be something I would just keep an eye on. There is some good suction there with that, and I think that's more or less just what the problem is. It's not actually coming off the door, it's just the way it's being put on. Anyway, obviously this fridge isn't being turned on, but it wouldn't really matter because there's no light, which I knew when I bought this. So you just need to bear that in mind when you're buying this fridge, that there is no light, so it will be dark when you open the door. Another thing which I didn't know, usually when I buy products like this, I do a good bit of research, but I needed this fridge quickly and I didn't do that. And also it was at a good price as well. You cannot put your milk, this kind of size milk, which is a 2-litre bottle. You cannot put that in the door, it won't fit. So they must have got a lot of complaints about this. So they've already arranged the shelves in the fridge so that you can just set it on the bottom. So it's not a big deal for me, but it most likely will be a big deal for you. So that's something you have to bear in mind if you're buying this fridge. Your milk would have to go sitting on this shelf, which would obviously use space in the fridge. So you have to consider that. But you do have quite a lot of door storage, so you can put your sauces, condiments, everything, your jams and everything in the door, and you also have space for your eggs as well at the top. So there's plenty of storage in the door for all the other smaller things that maybe you would usually put in the shelving areas. So there's plenty of room there, I still think. And then this is the chiller, which is very basic. My other fridge actually has a small freezer, and this isn't a freezer, it's a chill box. And as you can see, it is very basic inside. My concern would be that this might ice up over time. I do believe you get a little ice scraper thing in with the instructions to help scrape away some of the ice. I don't know whether that's there or not, and unfortunately all this is stuck here and I don't want to undo everything at the moment. But what I plan to do is, rather than this being the complete review of this fridge, I'm going to just, as I'm doing now, show you what it looks like, and then come back a month later after a month of usage and let you know my thoughts. One thing that I have noticed here is it has this very good little drip tray. A couple of years ago I had one of these fridges and it didn't have anything at the bottom, and all the condensation from the ice box just sort of dripped onto the food here. So that's actually a very good thing to see. However, I'm wondering, do I have to empty this? So that would be something to bear in mind. Is this going to fill with water, and if I don't keep on top of it, is it going to drip into the fridge? Or does it evaporate? I mean, it has all these vents on it, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. And then there is the thermometer. 5 is the, sorry, where's 5? 5 is the coldest, 1 being the warmest, and then 0 being off. And it's already set at its optimum temperature that they want you to use it at 3. But everyone living at different climates, you could adjust it to whatever temperature you need. Those numbers don't bear any relation to temperature, so it's a bit of a trial and error thing. So that is it. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh yes, and it has the little hole at the bottom there on the left, just behind my milk. If I can move that out of the way. That's for all the condensation to, you can't see it. There it is. There. That's for all the water to drip down and evaporate as the fridge cools. So that's basically it. There isn't really a lot to say, and those are the instructions. I'm just plug it in, duh. Anyway, right, so I'm going to set this up. I think I have to leave this empty for about, well, obviously when I've removed all the packaging, I think I have to leave this empty for about 3 hours or so till it gets to temperature, and then fill it with my food. And what I might do actually is every week take a picture of this ice box and just see how much ice builds up, because that could be an issue, and that might be a deciding factor whether you get this fridge. And at the end of the month I'll give you my full review, what I think of it and whether I think you should buy one. Okay, so that's it for now, and you'll just see after this a series of photographs I think I'll just do of this ice box, and then I'll come back after a month and let you know what I think. Okay, so for you it'll be a microsecond, for me it'll be a month. So see you in a month. Okay, so this is a month later, and I didn't do what I said I was going to do, which was putting the pictures of the ice box on, but as it turned out it didn't ice over. And I should also say that this video is being made in February during the winter time, so there may be an issue with the ice box during the summer as it's trying to keep itself colder. There hasn't been any issues with the drip tray. I'm not opening the fridge, by the way, because I've got food in there and I want to keep it cold. It hasn't needed to be emptied yet. I have checked it every week or so to see if there's any water in there, and there hasn't been. So it seems to be keeping itself under control, so there isn't any immediate issue with it. So I'm quite happy with that. Also noticed with the drip tray there's a little hose thing that sort of uh, sits into the drip tray, and I can't find any reference in the manual to what that is, but I'm assuming that it's from the main part of the fridge where that little hole that I showed you, the drip hole, is. I think that somehow the water gets pumped into the drip tray, because usually on these fridges there is a drip tray that sits on top of the condenser, and there isn't in this fridge. So I think that's what that does. Now, you may also be noticing that the door hasn't been switched over, and this is where I'm a bit miffed with this fridge. I wanted the fridge door to open this way. It would have been more convenient. However, when I took these little screws off, which aren't actually screws and they're made of plastic, two of them came off and one of them wouldn't, and then the top of it broke, and it's now glued onto this just to cover it. But when I took the door actually off, which was quite easy, I just removed this plastic thing, and there's a piece of metal underneath, and I took the door off the side, because it did say that with this fridge that the door could be reversed, and there is corresponding to holes on the bottom, just as there is here, that holds the door on, so there wasn't an issue. And I'd done this before, but I must also make clear that in the manual it doesn't give you any instruction on how to do that. I just happen to know because I did it with my last fridge. But the corresponding holes on the bottom, they were misaligned with the treads, so the screws that go into the bottom here just wouldn't go in at all, and I was really forcing them in, and I just wasn't quite sure what the underside of this fridge, if there's I don't know, some sort of pipes and stuff, if I would pierce those and break the fridge, and I just wasn't happy with it, so I just put it back to the way it was. So for me, it didn't do what it said, as in that I couldn't reverse the door. So what I would suggest, if you do buy this fridge, before you do anything with it, as in taking off the packaging, I would just flip it on its side and look at the bottom and see what the treads are at the bottom holes. because if you're wanting to do that and it doesn't, well, it's going to be a bit of an issue. It's not a big issue for me because my kitchen is reasonably big, but if you have a really small kitchen and that would have been something you wanted to do, then obviously you can't do that. Performance of the fridge has been very good. It keeps everything nice and cold. It was a bit of hit or miss for the first week with I can't believe it's not a freezer in there, that little icebox chiller thing, because it isn't a freezer. It doesn't keep things frozen in the same way that a freezer would. And you can't really freeze things long term in that, so I must make that very clear. If you're buying this to freeze things for quite a while, you might have issues with that, especially if they're closer to the front, they defrost. Things need to be placed at the back as much as possible because that's where they seem to keep frozen. I haven't an issue with this fridge, but it wouldn't suit a family. This fridge would suit someone like myself, a single person or a couple. But for a family, this fridge wouldn't be suitable. You'd be looking for something bigger, like a large fridge freezer. This is also suitable for an office as well. But I am happy with it, and it was well worth the money. I mean, I got a very good deal on it. Its list price, I think, was 125, and I got this for 104 pounds, and it was delivered within 2 days, which was perfect because my last fridge had died, and it was also switching off the electric at the socket because there was a problem with it. So for me, perfect. I will be interested to see how long it lasts. My last fridge that I had I think it was about 9 or 10 years old, and it was a bit more bulky than this, had more plastic around it. They seem to be really reducing the way they insulate these fridges, but it's a nice fridge. It looks nice in the kitchen and everything. I still have some labels that I haven't taken off. There's one at the lower part of the door which I just left on because I thought it might protect it from any scratches because I'm a bit clumsy. But no, I like the fridge, and as I said, it is well worth the money, so long as you buy it with the right intention for the right home, as in a single person or for a couple, and not expect this to perform for a family because it will fail on that score. But it keeps things very cold. I've kept the fridge at the setting that it arrived in, and that keeps the things frozen and keeps the fridge part cold. Don't forget that if you lower the temperature from the set temperature, which is around about 3.5, closer to 3 and then 2, then it gets warmer. And then closer to 5, it's at its coldest. So well worth the money in my opinion, and I'm not sponsored by this company, Homcom or whoever they're called. I've never heard of this brand. It's one of those generic brands that I don't think actually exists. But the fridge is available on most websites that I've looked at, and as I said, I got a very good price for it. So I would recommend it. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It loses 2 points because I couldn't change the direction of the door. But it's well worth the money in my opinion, and I hope maybe you have the same experience that I have with it and no issues. But yes, definitely something you should consider if you're looking for an under-counter fridge. So I hope that helps, and leave a comment and let me know. Take care. Bye.